where Professor Banner appears and explains everything you need to know about Sabtiel, the Philosopher's Stone. I promised I'd reveal its effects, and here we go. If Winged Karibo is destroyed, add this card from your deck to your hand. You can activate this card 3 times. Each time you activate this card's effect, pay half your life points. When activated, imagine any card in your deck. This card becomes that card. After the new card has resolved, add Sabtiel back to your hand. If you activate this effect 3 times, this card's effect now becomes target one face-up monster on the field, multiply its attack by the number of monsters your opponent controls until the end of the turn. Now, whether Sabtiel can become any card in Jaden's deck or specifically just spell cards, well, that's up for debate. I think it's honestly a super broken card. You'll have to let me all know what you think of this, but it's hella strong. So now that Jaden knows what this card can do, he activates Sabtiel the Philosopher's Stone by paying half his life points. He imagines the card that he needs, Fusion Recovery, and so this card becomes that. Jaden activates Fusion Recovery. He adds back his Sparkman and Polymerization from his grave. At resolution, Sabtiel returns back to Jaden's hand. Jaden activates Polymerization, using Sparkman and Flame Wingman together in order to summon Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. Due to its effect, it gains 300 attack for every Elemental Hero in Jaden's grave. Since there are 7, it gains 2100 extra attack. Due to Wingman's summon, Kagemaru gets another Phantasm token. Jaden enters his battle phase and uses Shining Flare Wingman to attack and destroy Hamon. It's destroyed. However, before Flame Wingman's second effect can activate, that deals damage equal to the destroyed monster's attack, Kagemaru reveals Hamon's second effect. When Hamon is destroyed, the owner takes no further damage for the rest of the turn. This means Kagemaru survives. I guess it was lucky that Jaden chose to attack Hamon. Well, it's not actually mentioned in the episode, but Hamon has a special ability where if it's in defense position, it's the only monster that's allowed to be attacked. So, that's why. Jaden moves into his main phase 2 and activates Sabtiel's effect again. He pays half his life points and wishes for D-Fusion to be in his hand. Sabtiel becomes D-Fusion, and Jaden sets it face down and ends his turn. It's Kagemaru's turn, and the penultimate turn of the duel. He draws and gets a mysterious card. He then uses Fallen Paradise and gets 2 more mysterious cards. These cards will never be seen, will never be played. If I had to guess what they were, I'm going to say they're DNA Surgery, Herculean Power, and another copy of the Creator. Why these cards? Well, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist video game, if you look at Kagemaru's deck, these are some of the cards that appear in there. They're kind of useless, so it makes sense that these wouldn't save him in the duel. So that's what I'm going to go for. Kagemaru switches his Uriah into attack. By attributing 2 Phantasm tokens he controls, he can increase Raviel's attack by the attack of the attributed tokens until the end of the turn. Kagemaru attacks Shining Flare Wingman. However, this is where Jaden activates his D-Fusion, returning Shining Flare Wingman back into his extra deck and resummoning its fusion materials to the field into defense. Sabtiel returns back to Jaden's hand upon resolution. As well, 2 new Phantasmal tokens are summoned to the field, since Jaden summoned 2 new monsters. A replay occurs and Raviel attacks and destroys Flame Wingman, while Uriah attacks and destroys Sparkman. Kagemaru ends his turn. It's Jaden's turn, and the final turn of the duel. He draws and gets Elemental Hero Clayman. Jaden summons it to the field. As he does this, Raviel summons a final Phantasm token to the field. What I mean by this is Kagemaru has now filled up all of his monster zones. Jaden activates, for the 3rd and final time, Sabtiel the Philosopher's Stone. He imagines the card he most needs at the moment, Miracle Fusion. This allows him to fuse by using cards on his field and in his graveyard, at the cost of banishing them. Jaden banishes Clayman, Bubbleman, Avion, and Bestinatrix in order to summon his elemental hero, Electrum. After Miracle Fusion finishes resolving, Sabtiel returns back to Jaden's hand. However, now it has a new effect. Now, by targeting one monster he controls, he can multiply its attack by the amount of monsters Kagemaru controls. With 5 monsters, Electrum's attack is quintupled. Jaden enters his battle phase and orders Electrum to attack and destroy Raviel. Raviel is destroyed. Kagemaru's life points drop to 0, and Jaden wins the duel. Now, both duelists did play the best possible plays they could do with the cards that they had. Jaden technically could have won earlier if he realized the full potential of how broken his Sabtiel card was. It kind of makes sense now why it had to disappear after the duel, to be honest. But yeah, with that all out the way, that was Kagemaru versus Jaden. Would you like to see a video on the Sacred Beasts? Would you like to see me playing with the inspiration for the Sacred Beasts? Click on either one of those, or I'll just leave a pinned link in the comments. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Catch you later. Yubel versus Adrian. Adrian has just sacrificed the one he loves to acquire a full-powered Exodia deck. His plan? To create a world free of suffering. To achieve that goal, he needs to first go through Yubel. Yubel, however, thinks Adrian's goal is foolish, since to her, a world without the one you love is pointless. And of course, to Yubel, to suffer for the one you love is the true meaning of love. Spoilers, in the end, Adrian, despite being one draw away from getting the Exodia insta-win several times throughout the duel, is thwarted at the last minute, and then defeated by the Yubel-possessed Jesse. However, that begs the question, did Adrian have any chances in this duel to secure the win? Or perhaps was his fate sealed and Yubel was always going to achieve victory? We won't know unless we jump into the duel. The duel begins and Jesse Yubel goes.
Here is every single killer in DBD ranked by how difficult they are to play as. For each killer, I will be ranking their skill floor, skill ceiling, and overall difficulty on a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being easy and 5 being hard. Obviously, killer gameplay is extremely nuanced depending on your skill level, playtime, maps, and the types of survivors you play against, so these scores are my personal ranking based on my own experience. And note that the skill ceiling for pretty much every single killer in this game is technically infinite, so my scores for these will mostly be based on the natural progression someone can make to get better at the killer, if that makes sense. Because technically every single killer's skill ceiling would be a 5. So I kind of have to balance it based on the characters' comparisons to each other of what's even possible with them, if that makes sense. If you don't know, a skill floor is basically the threshold that you have to achieve to understand the basics and fundamentals of a killer, and a skill ceiling is how far you can take the abilities of that killer to do some insane things. So for example, a character that just has like a long lunge as their ability doesn't really have much to learn about how to use it, whereas a character that has a projectile that bounces off of walls, there's a lot higher of a skill ceiling for that because you have to learn how to bounce it off certain hitboxes and when to bounce it off of certain walls and how to bounce it over walls, and you have to learn where the survivors will be and predict that. So you get my point. For the first spot on this list, we have the Clown. For skill floor, I'm going to give it a 1. I think this is actually just the most brain dead easy killer you can play because you just throw a bottle down in a loop and then the survivor just can't loop it and then you get a free hit. So the counterplay to this killer just ends up being to pre-drop pallets, so you don't even really have to know how to loop in general. Almost every single loop that you come across, you could just throw down a purple bottle. You don't even have to worry about the yellow bottles technically, and it'll be very easy for you to get a hit, especially against players that don't know how to counter him. For his skill ceiling though, I am going to give him a 3 because there are some really interesting things you can do with using both your yellow and purple bottles in tandem with each other. So for loops where you really have to pinch a survivor into one area, you can throw a purple bottle on one side and then a yellow bottle on the other side so that they get slowed down and you get a speed boost. Plus there is some map knowledge needed if you're going to go for like interesting gas bottle shots where you're throwing them over walls or just towards specific resources that you can't actually physically see. So he has a decent skill ceiling, but realistically to play this killer, you don't even need to do any of that stuff. So for his overall difficulty, I'm going to give him a 2. The only reason I'm not giving him a 1 is because he is kind of weak. So if you're playing against good survivors that know what they're doing, you're probably going to struggle. But if you want a killer who's simple to pick up, if you're not good at looping, and you just want the most basic form of an anti-loop ability, this is the killer for you. However, don't be surprised if survivors DC in a majority of your games. The next spot on the list is going to the Wraith. This is another killer where I'm giving the skill floor a 1. This killer is super simple and straightforward. You just turn invisible and become faster, and then when you find a survivor, you uncloak, get a speed boost, and get a free hit. In my opinion, this is like the perfect beginner killer because A, they're really easy to use, but B, they also do require you to, loop normally and learn those fundamentals, as well, but you can also just play the hit and run playstyle where you don't actually loop anybody and you just hit them when you catch them off guard. And for his skill ceiling, I'm giving him a 2. There is very, very little complexity to his kit. I'd say the hardest part about using him is simply just the macro gameplay of hit and run, because that's obviously his best playstyle. You can't just go hit a survivor and then go try to find someone else. You have to actually know when and when not to do hit and run. So that does require you to have a little bit of game knowledge, but realistically, there's not much to learn with the killer power itself. So that's why I'm giving it such a low score. And for overall difficulty, I'm giving him a 2. You can make an argument for him being a 1, but because he is an M1 killer and because there's so many maps that are completely open, so his stealth isn't going to do anything, it can be pretty difficult against good survivors. The next spot on the list is going to Michael Myers. First of all, if you didn't know, this entire chapter is going to be removed from the store pretty soon because they lost the license. So if you don't have Myers, this would be the time to get him. For his skill floor, I'm also going to give him a 1. He is a very, very straightforward killer. I could maybe see an argument for 2, but realistically, the power is very simple. You have 2 modes. You have a stalking mode and a pursuer mode. Your stalking mode, you're stealthy, but you're slower. And your pursuer mode, you're less stealthy, but you're faster. So you just kind of choose between them which one you want. However, you can use your stalker mode to actually stalk survivors and gain enough stock to unlock your 3rd tier, which just super buffs you for 60 seconds by default, where you can vault quicker, break things quicker, have less stun duration, have a really long lunge, and you insta-down people. So pretty basic power and very easy to use, especially against survivors that are grouped up a majority of the time. And for his skill ceiling, I would give it a 2 as well. I do feel like this killer has such a basic ability that there's not a lot to learn with it. Like, the hardest part about playing this killer is the fact that you have to actually loop people, but if you're in that tier 3 mode, you have your additional lunge, which makes loops just so much easier to play against. So there's really not much to learn. For his overall difficulty, I'm going to give him a 2. I think his power is just so simple and straightforward that you don't actually need to be that skilled with this killer. And if you struggle with looping, being in tier 3 helps with that a ton. The next killer on this list is going to Bubba. For his skill floor, I'm giving him a 2. And the only reason it's not a 1 is because A, you have to kind of learn the muscle memory of timing your tokens so you can get the most amount of time out of your chainsaw sweeps. And 2, you kind of have to get used to the hitboxes of this killer so that you don't hit walls and go into tantrum. But besides that, his ability is super simple. When you're close to a survivor, you just pull up your chainsaw, and that's pretty much all you have to do the entire game. There's really not much else to it. However, his skill ceiling, I'm actually going to give a 4, because to do actual good mind games with this killer, it's very, very finicky. So for example, if you're trying to do like 360s and like moonwalking with this killer while you're in your chainsaw sweep, you kind of have to mentally map the obstacles that are around you, as well as know how much the hitboxes extend. Like, for example, there's some loops that are more rounded than square, and for those, the hitboxes are a little bit janky, so you have to know exactly how much angle to have your camera facing away from it when you quickly turn around. I play Bubba all the time, and I still struggle with this, and still will go into my tantrum sometimes from hitting walls while doing this, so it is a pretty difficult skill to get consistent at, especially depending on the map. But even with that, his overall difficulty is going to be a 2, because realistically, you don't have to be doing these crazy moonwalking mind games to do well with him. Obviously, if you're able to do those, you'll most likely perform better, but for the average Bubba player who's not doing these, you can still do well just by insta-downing survivors because they get too greedy. The next spot on this list is going to the Legion. For skill floor, I'm giving them a 1. This power is so simple, it's just you become fast and can vault things fast. And I'm gonna give skill ceiling a 2 because there's really not much to learn. Like, realistically, the skill ceiling just caps at knowing when and where to use your ability even against injured survivors, and knowing that if you hit 4 different survivors that the 5th one will go down. But besides that, there's just nothing. there's no skill ceiling. However, for overall difficulty, I am going to give them a 3, and that is purely because you have to actually chase survivors to down them. In order to down survivors, you have 0 abilities. So if you're not good at looping, or you get a map that's really survivor-sided, it can be very difficult to actually kill the survivors and finish them off. Like, if we're just talking using the power itself, obviously the difficulty would be 1, but since you can't down survivors in your power, obviously besides the 5th person, you have to chase them without anything, and that can be very difficult for M1 killers, especially in today's day and age. The next killer on the list is going to the Ghoul. Skill floor, I'm giving this a 1. This is one of the strongest but easiest killers to play in the game, because all you have to do is grapple to the survivor, get your free hit, and then grapple to them again immediately after and hit them. Obviously, that's a very simplified version of this, but this is one of the easiest killers to use if you want a very strong killer. Skill ceiling, however, I am giving a 4 because there are some crazy, insane things that you can do in loops with his ability to get some wild, like, body blocks, or even just to get hits normally. You have to learn very specific spawns of, like, trees and different tiles on different maps if you want to get the most potential out of this killer. Because if you don't learn these things, then you're pretty much only using your power outside of loops, which obviously means you have to chase survivors normally when you're in a loop. But overall, for his difficulty, I'm still only going to give him a 2 because I do think that this is one of the easiest killers in the game to play, even for beginners. The next killer on this list is going to the Huntress, another skill floor that is a 1. This is probably the simplest power in the game. You have a hatchet that you can throw to do range damage. That's pretty much it. So super easy to learn. If I'm ever teaching someone how to play this game, I will put them on Huntress because it's very straightforward. However, for skill ceiling, this is the complete opposite. I'm giving Huntress's skill ceiling a 5. I know I said that every killer technically has an infinite skill ceiling, and I wouldn't really be considering that in these rankings, but Huntress is an exception because I think she literally has the highest skill ceiling in the game. There are so many things to learn on Huntress if you want to go for long shots. Obviously, if you're just back-grabbing survivors, meaning you just, walk up close to them before you use your axe, then there's not that much to learn besides like survivor behavior. But if you're going for long shots, you have to learn exact trajectories at exact distances to be able to hit them. On top of the fact that if you can't see them, you have to know where obstacles are, and you have to know hitboxes that you can throw your axe through or hitboxes you can throw your axe over. If you're learning orbitals, you have to learn that trajectory. Like, there's so much to learn on this killer. It's unbelievable. Huntress has always been one of my favorite killers, not only because she's super satisfying to use, but every single game I feel myself getting better at playing her, and that will literally never end. With that being said, I do think overall difficulty is a 2 because she's so straightforward and because you don't have to go for these crazy shots. She's a very simple character that you can pick up and play very easily. The next killer on this list is the Nemesis. For skill floor, I am going to give him a 2. His technical power is obviously really simple, but there are some complexities like learning what tiers you up and what the tiers even do, and learning the behavior of your zombies so that you can take advantage of them. But realistically, you don't really have to pay attention to your zombies, and as long as you know that you can break pallets in tier 2, that's kind of all you need to know to play this character. But for his skill ceiling, I am going to give him a 3 because there are some high level things that you can do, like knowing that your whip hitbox lingers for a bit and knowing that you can hit over any object where you can see the survivor's head. Little things like that does increase the skill ceiling a tiny bit, and knowing how to utilize your zombies effectively is also a skill in itself, but I really don't think it's that difficult to get to that point. So his overall difficulty is going to be a 2. There's a common stereotype that Nemesis players are really bad, and that's particularly because he is pretty easy to pick up. So if you want to play a simple character that has a tiny bit of complexity, then this is the one for you. Moving on to the next spot, we have the Pig. The Pig somewhat recently got a quality of life buff, which makes her so much nicer to play. However, she is still a very simple killer. Like, they didn't really rework her power in any meaningful way. So for skill floor, I'm going to give her a 2. You can make an argument for 1 because there's really not that much to her kit. You have her crouch, which puts you into a stealth mode, and then you have your charged attack, which is pretty simple, and then you have your head traps, which you don't even really need to learn much about. You just put them on whenever you down a survivor, and then you're fine. But the reason I give her a 2 instead of a 1 is because knowing when to use your stealth and when to use your dash is a skill that you need to learn. You can't just use it willy-nilly. Like, if you're stealthing the entire game, you're going to be losing so many of your games because your movement speed is just so much slower. Like, obviously they buffed the movement speed, so it's a lot better now than her old version, but it's still something to keep in mind. But for her skill ceiling, I'm also going to give it a 2 because that's kind of the only thing you have to learn. There's some extra stuff that you can learn, like knowing how to kind of control the flow of the match with people that have head traps on so that you can try to go for head pops. But I don't really think that's a difficult skill to learn. And for me personally, I just don't really like using her stealth for a majority of situations because I don't believe that it's as beneficial as people may think. So there's not really a lot to learn there. However, for overall difficulty, I am going to give her a 3 because she is pretty weak in my opinion. Like, she realistically has no anti-loop ability, which requires you to chase survivors to get both your injures and your downs. And yes, obviously you have your range attack, but it's so telegraphed with her roar that it's very easy for survivors to counter. So you're not going to get as many hits with it as you might think. So although she's straightforward, you do need to chase survivors, which is why I gave her a 3. The next killer on this list is going to Ghostface. For his skill 4, I'm going to give him a 2. He's very straightforward. You have a stealth ability that goes on cooldown, and while you're in your stealth, you can stalk survivors, and once you stalk them fully, then you can insta-down them. Obviously, knowing how to navigate the map so that survivors don't see you, and maybe learning flank routes, and also kind of learning the hitboxes of things that you can lean off of so that you could stalk faster can be a little bit of a skill to learn, but it's not that bad. And for his skill ceiling, I'm giving him a 3 because I don't think there's much more than that, but you do have to learn exactly when you should and should not leave a survivor that has stalk. I'd say this is probably the most difficult part of this killer because Because if you didn't know, if you hit an injured survivor that has stock, it completely gets rid of all of your stock progress on them. So there's some instances where a survivor might be really close to being fully stocked, so you want to leave them and chase somebody else. But doing that risk assessment in game can be relatively difficult, especially if you don't have a lot of macro sense of this game. So that's why the skill ceiling is a little bit higher. And then for overall difficulty, I'm giving him a 3, mostly for the same reason as Pig. You do have to actually chase survivors because you're an M1 killer, and Ghostface is extremely weak. So although yes, you can maybe catch some survivors off guard with your stealth and be able to insta down them, or even maybe grab them off of a gen or something, on most maps it will be very difficult to do that because they're just so wide open. And as soon as the survivors know that you're playing Ghostface and they don't see anybody being chased on the HUD, they'll be hyper aware of your location and will likely put themselves in safe spots. The next killer on this list is going to the Doctor. I'm going to give the Doctor a skill floor of 2. His power is really straightforward. If you shock survivors, they just can't do actions for a couple seconds. But having to learn the timing of the shock is a little bit more difficult because it does have a weird delay to it. So I'll see a lot of baby doctors just constantly shocking and going in the loop and shocking and looping and shocking and looping over and over and over again, but they're just losing so much distance using their shock. So learning that muscle memory and timing of when you should actually shock so that you lose the least amount of distance possible is somewhat difficult. And for a skill ceiling, I'm giving him a 4. The reason I'm giving him such a high skill ceiling is mostly for the DBD knowledge you need to play this killer effectively, because you can keep track of the madness levels of every single survivor, so you can get them into tier 3 madness at very specific times when you need it most. And also you need some map knowledge if you're trying to go for shocks in specific tiles if you can't see where the survivor is going. So knowing how these tiles work and knowing, for example, where the window is or where the pallet is, so you can shock towards that direction, and estimating the time it would take for the survivor to get to the point where you're shocking is a pretty difficult skill that takes a lot of game sense. So I think he definitely has one of the higher skill ceilings in the game. But for overall difficulty, I'm giving him a 3. Although his powers are pretty straightforward, learning the timing can be pretty difficult, and since he's an M1 killer, you do still have to chase survivors, which obviously makes him harder to play. The next killer on this list is the Hag. I feel like this one could be literally anywhere on the list depending on your playstyle. I would say her skill floor is a 3. Like, obviously the power is simple. You just place traps and then you can teleport to them when survivors trigger them, and you can play it in a very simple way where you just put traps in loops and call it a day. But I actually think there's so much more to her character than just putting traps in loops. You have to have very good map knowledge to be able to use her properly, like knowing where there's high traffic areas and where you can get the most benefits out of each single trap. So for example, putting them next to a window, but also in front of a drop down hole that's right next to that window. Stuff like that. On top of learning really good hiding spots for your traps and how to actually control the map and keep your web of traps set up, plus knowing when and when not to actually teleport to your traps if multiple are getting triggered is also pretty hard. So that's why the skill floor is a lot higher. However, I'm going to give the skill ceiling a 3 because I actually think that everything I just said is essentially the skill ceiling. Like, you have a pretty big hump to get over in terms of learning this killer, but then once you know how to play this killer, there's really not much more you need to learn. Like, obviously every time new maps come out, you have to learn how to play this killer on those maps, but realistically there's just much more to learn. So for overall difficulty, I'm giving her a 3. She can be played in a very simple and straightforward way, but if you do want to actually perform well with her, you need to really have good game knowledge and map knowledge so you can get the most out of her ability. The next killer is going to the Xenomorph. For skill floor, I'm giving them a 2. This killer is really easy to learn. You just have a ranged tail attack that can hit over obstacles, and then you have a teleporting ability where you can get across the map. There's really not much to it. Like, obviously you have to learn little things like being in your tunnels makes you go into your stealth mode almost instantly, and you kind of have to learn the jank of the tail timing because it is a little bit weird, but this killer is really not that difficult to pick up. Skill ceiling, however, I am going to give a 3 because there are some techniques that you can do with this killer to perform better. Like, knowing that the tail hitbox lingers for a few milliseconds means that you can aim higher than you would think and then drag down to be able to hit over obstacles you wouldn't normally be able to hit over. Stuff like that can make this killer a little bit more complex, as well as learning how to take advantage of your tunnel system and how to position yourself to avoid flame turrets properly. But I feel like most survivors don't know how to place flame turrets properly anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For overall difficulty though, this is going to be another 3. I think this killer is a very middle of the road killer in terms of difficulty because learning how to use the tail attack to begin with and getting over that jank is a little bit difficult. On top of that, learning how to actually use it well while you're in loops is another skill on top of that, so another average difficulty killer. The next killer on this list is the Spirit. For skill floor, I'm giving her a 2. Her power is really easy to use, but you do need to learn knowing when to actually use it and when not to use it. Because a lot of people just use it whenever they feel like it, which is obviously not going to benefit you as much as knowing when to use it. But even if you're playing against average survivors, this killer's ability is so strong, you don't even have to play her that well in order to get good value out of her. For skill ceiling, I'm giving her a 3. There are some interesting techniques that you can learn with her, like using grass to look for survivors that aren't injured, or listening for breathing sounds, or even trying to time double backing in a loop with your passive phase ability. Stuff like that can make this killer a little bit more complex for sure. So for her overall difficulty, I'm giving her a 3. You can make an argument for 2 because she's so strong, but honestly, if you're not able to injure survivors and they're very good at being stealthy, it can be surprisingly difficult to get downs with this killer against good survivors. The next killer on this list is going to the Demogorgon. For skill floor, I'm giving him a 2. Knowing how to use his shred properly, as well as where to place your portals, does require some skill. However, you can play him in such a simple and straightforward way by literally just only using his shreds in loops and pretty much never touching his portals and still being able to get some decent value out of him, that he's not that difficult to pick up. However, for his skill ceiling, I am going to give him a 3 because of knowing how to use your portals and knowing when and when not to teleport. That can be a very difficult skill to learn that requires a lot of macro game knowledge. Like for example, knowing whether or not you should leave a chase to go teleport somewhere else to start another chase. That can require a ton of game knowledge and a very good oversight of where survivors are on the map. So like obviously the shred attack doesn't have that much to learn. It's mostly just the macro gameplay of his portals. For overall difficulty, I'm going to give him a 3. I'm giving him a 3 purely for that macro gameplay that you need to be aware of. And if you want to use him to his fullest potential, it's really beneficial to know each tile like the back of your hand, so you can make prediction shreds around walls towards the resources so that survivors have less time to react to your shred. The next killer on this list is the Death Slinger. For skill 4, I'm going to give him a 2. You could make an argument for 1 because his power is so straightforward, but the reason I'm giving him a 2 is because he does actually require some, actual aim, which can be a difficult skill for people if they haven't really played FPS games, but the power itself is really, really simple. Skill ceiling though, I'm going to give him a 4 because there is so much to learn on this killer regarding technology. Every single map has different boxes for different items, and learning which the boxes are the shooters or the shooters will take a lot of time and a lot of game knowledge, and also knowing how to time these shots is a very important skill as well. Like for example, some of the a wall that you can shoot through, so if you're leaving someone around the top and go towards that wall, you not only need to aim well and shoot through the top, you also need to make an estimate on when the survivor is going to appear through that hole based on how fast survivors move. So that can require a ton of game knowledge and a ton of playtime to be able to do it consistently. And similar to Demogorgon, learning each tile and where the resources are so that you can make prediction shots so that you start your ADS before you even round the corner is a skill you need to learn so that survivors have less reaction time to your aiming. Plus, if you're playing against good survivors that know how to play against Deathslinger, you have to do like double mind games because those survivors will know typically when Deathslingers like to shoot. So you have to bait them in those positions, but you have to actually learn those positions yourself, if that makes sense. So overall for difficulty, I'm going to give him a 3 because he can be picked up really easily and you can just go for very simple and straightforward shots. However, if you want to get the most out of this killer and go for some more intense shots at longer ranges, that will take some time to learn how to do, especially because you have to also account for the travel time of his projectile. Coming up next on the list, we have the Trickster. Skill floor, I'm giving him a 2. His ability is really easy. You just
Are you? That's a long drive.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you're gonna get hot?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'll settle into it.
Okay.
So what kind of pizza you got? Just
the small pizza is like almost as big as the big one. So I didn't know that. 'Cause, like you said small, I thought it would be like a really small one.
Yeah.
I said big one. So it's like it's pretty big.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I am. I'm fine.
I've just never done this before.
I know.
Have you?
No, not really. I mean,
Are you telling me the truth?
I've met girls online, but I don't like come like this far to like meet someone. I don't know why
It's
I don't
kind
know.
of crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Yeah, why did you let me come?
I don't know.
If you're so nervous.
It seems like a good idea, and you seem nice.
Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
It's not the only reason. It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
I'm not just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with, and someone that I'd like to meet, and I wanted to check out the situation,
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
So, let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time. Until we get that out of the way.
This document was something Sokol put together after some research on the internet to protect himself from getting in trouble for having sex with a 13-year-old girl. He talked about it in the chat along with a lot of other graphic topics. It didn't work.
Let's eat, and we can talk about it.
Okay. There's plates behind you. Can you grab one?
Huh?
There's plates behind you. If you want to grab one. Do you want a water or anything?
No.
Okay.
Man, well, I got this for.
Alright, I'll grab the water.
Alright, it will help. Do you want to eat at the table? What do you want to do?
Don't you just sit here?
Yeah, I expected it to be like 2.5 hours. So.
You're in the Watson area, you said?
Yeah. Can I wash my hands?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some family that lives up there. It's really nice.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been to Faneuil Hall.
Where's your family? Like, what part of Boston?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Boston's so confusing. It's wicked confusing. I'm sorry. I'll try to be cool.
It's okay.
We'll work on it.
I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what I did like in the pictures. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I expected you to have dark hair.
My hair just lightens up in the summer.
And no, I'm not saying. I mean, I think you
You
look
don't
great.
like it?
I think you look great. I'm just saying, like, you look different, yeah, than what I thought.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, you never can tell with online things, you know?
What about me? Do I look different?
I mean, you look different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different. I have cupcakes too.
Let's see. Did you make them?
Look at those. Do you think I made those? Mm-mm.
I have no idea.
No.
Do you want to use plates?
Whatever you want. We're pretty casual here.
Okay.
I'm like too nervous to eat.
Well, you already ate, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I was wondering if you were gonna be like, how would you be? Like, would you be nervous? Would you be like totally like you've done this before?
Oh,
you know,
definitely haven't done this before.
Like, I don't know. You just seemed very like, you didn't seem nervous at all when I talked to you and just in
Well,
general.
yeah, it's different when you're talking to someone online versus like
Person.
coming to their house and meeting them.
And it's gonna take something. This isn't drugs. It's just a.
Yeah, no, by all means. Here, drink water.
It's something that I take before I eat.
In the middle of it all, Sokol pulls out a medicine bottle. You can see it on the video. He takes a pill, apparently in preparation for what he thinks is going to be a big night ahead.
What have you been doing today?
I'm just hanging out. Watching TV, Netflix and stuff.
What's that?
I have no idea. Do you want me to check?
Somebody here?
No.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this? I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you?
Who are you?
You tell me first. You're Jeff, right?
Yeah,
And what are you doing here tonight, Jeff?
hanging out
Hanging out with whom?
with her.
Who's her?
I want to know who you are.
I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Can I eat first?
Sure, go ahead.
Tell me who you are, because, you know, I didn't know there would be other people here.
Well, what did you expect to happen here tonight, Jeff?
Didn't have any expectations.
No expectations whatsoever.
No,
So you drove 2.5 hours
sure did.
from Boston
Who are you?
to come here
Are you her dad?
to meet a young girl.
Are you her
I
dad?
will get to that in a minute.
Huh?
Go ahead, have a bite.
Wow. I haven't done anything wrong.
How old are you?
What does it matter?
I'd like to know.
I haven't done anything wrong. Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against
Coming
the
to
law?
meet a young girl?
Yeah, is it against the law?
It is after this chat.
How?
Did you bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract? Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza. I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it. I would, but only if you want me to. You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Okay.
Now you know that this girl's 13, right?
Wasn't sure.
She's told you.
No. That doesn't
And you're what, 37?
mean anything.
You're 37? How old are you? You might as well just tell me because I can find out like that.
Who are you? Can you tell me? are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because, now you're making me nervous and...
You're 44 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of that? Sorry, I am paranoid. For meeting me? No, potentially having sex. But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
Right.
Punishable up to 20 years. Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
Well, they plan on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No,
I'm gonna find out, so you might as well tell me now.
I don't. Go ahead, check the car.
You will never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure? Okay, I could be there Saturday afternoon. Explain. Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and...
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to
To have sex with a 13-year-old girl
No.
when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
To meet a girl. That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole sex thing?
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they're
Right.
going to try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
To be honest with you, you're not going to believe me, but I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're law enforcement. But
You think I'm law enforcement?
well, I mean, that's what it sounds like. I was thinking about this on the way down,
Right. You had 2.5 hours to think about it.
and and I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
It's not normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old
I
girl.
wanted to hang out, see how she was, see if
A 13-year-old girl? How often do you do this sort of thing?
never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours
Oh yeah,
down I-95 from Boston.
Yeah, I've been talking to her
To this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, with that,
You can't find any
I had nothing else.
older girls?
I can, but I had nothing else going on.
So you decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, you can clearly see that I'm very apprehensive about that.
Let's say we meet and really like each other and want to continue seeing each other. How would we do this? Like I said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance. What it sounds like here is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her, so no one would find out.
To be honest with you, like I said, when I was on the way down,
Right.
I was thinking about the whole thing, and even before I left,
Right.
I was thinking I'm not going to have sex with her unless it's legal.
So you talk about a plan to make it legal, to marry her. Right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean,
So if you liked her, like next week or the week after, you'd marry a 13-year-old girl?
not next week. No.
So after just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her?
No,
You want to have sex with her?
I don't know.
You want to marry her? What do you mean you don't know? She's 13.
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, just in case. Maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl because she's really cool and you could have sex.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
After a while.
Yeah.
Well, like 3 years of dating?
I don't know.
A romantic courtship?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you're cool with all this. You just think this is just fine. Marching here to this home.
I know what you're.
Well, what
Getting at
what
here.
else am I supposed to think, Jeff?
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person? I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it. It seems like someone who at 44 years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up. At a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone. After a sexually charged conversation online. You come in, oh, I want to hug you.
Yeah.
The
that's
little
what I do
girl's
with
nervous. You do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time. I hug them.
But this somebody is not an adult, Jeff. She's 13.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
I'm
So am I. But you're not answering all my questions.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator. So if there's anything else you want people to know, anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I can't believe this is happening.
Did you bring any sort of a marriage contract?
No.
So what was all that talk about?
I don't want to talk anymore.
You can leave.
A camera.
You can leave.
I mean, I can leave.
You can leave.
And then what?
That's not up to me.
Who's it up to?
It's not up to me. You didn't have to come here, did you? What do you do for a living, John?
I don't want to talk anymore. There's
Insurance business, right?
cameras rolling.
Insurance?
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right. As I said, you're free to leave.
Can you shut it off?
I cannot shut it off now.
I mean, what is this?
It's an investigation for a television program called Hansen versus Predator, where we investigate grown people who go online and try to create inappropriate illegal relationships with underage children. So unless you have something else to say, now would be a good time to go.
I don't have anything else to say.
All right, then. You can take your pizza if you like.
You want a slice?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So the cops here?
We'll see.
Okay. Or if they're here, just bring them in.
It'd be best if you went that way.
Grab a jacket.
It's not for the garage.
Sokol was sentenced to 7 years in prison, serving a mandatory 30 months. He is eligible for parole in June.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Boo. Where are you?
I'm outside. My sister just got back in the car.
Oh, okay. Just go to the back door to leave with you.
All right, I'm back door.
Just go in.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Boo. Hey. What'd you bring? What did you bring?
Presents.
What do you got? Show me.
Chips.
Nice. What kind is it? Thank you. It's so nice to finally see you.
What's up?
This is crazy.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm really nervous.
Why?
I've never done this. Have you?
No.
So what do you want to do?
A hug?
I don't know.
Hey, Boo.
Hey.
You have a seat right around that stool right there in front, please. No, right there. Please have a seat.
Okay.
Right there. Set the phone down, please. What is your plan here tonight?
Just hang out, watch football?
Hang out and watch football with whom?
With her.
Who's her?
With Bailey.
Bailey. And how did you meet Bailey exactly?
Through Whisper.
Whisper.
Hmm?
And do you know how old Bailey is?
She's 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
She told you she's 13. Not that that matters.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
30.
30. And why would you at 30 think it would be okay to hang out with a 13-year-old girl home alone?
I mean, we just hit it off, friends.
You hit it off with a 13-year-old girl.
We were just talking.
Just talking. Well, now you're here. This is more than talk.
I know, we just came to hang out. You know, I
And
brought...
what, get a hug?
And watch football.
Watch football.
Yep.
Who's playing tonight?
Steelers and the Ravens. I had no intentions with nothing.
No intentions of...
Nope.
Well, John, what do you do for a living?
I was working at UPS.
UPS. Mm-hmm. And did you walk here today, or
No, my sister dropped me off.
you don't have a driver's license?
Yeah, I do.
No car.
No.
So what do you do at UPS?
I was a package handler.
Package handler. You're not there anymore.
No.
What do you do now?
Nothing.
Besides go online and
Yo. Kill me. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I just wish I had a decently functioning normal family. But we can be choosers. Beggars can be choosers.
Don't we all, dude?
Yep.
Challenge impossible.
What?
Impossible challenge?
He's back from the dead.
Yeah, five. But today is not been my day, dude. I woke up, I was gonna go to work, and then I had a stomach so bad I was literally on the floor fighting for my life.
You cleanse? Or are
I
you
tried
still
to.
struggling?
I'm still a bit uncomfortable, it's nothing too bad now. But the worst part was when I went to the doctor, I wore like flip-flops or slippers, right? I walked out my car, both my slippers, the strap, just exploded. Like, it just snapped. So I was walking barefoot into the clinic. The clinic staff was looking at me like I was like some sort of hobo or something. Uh-oh.
I had scheduled a bunch of stuff on Monday and Tuesday since we weren't ready. And then I had a follow-up for one of those things on Wednesday, and I autopiloted.
I mean, we were like, it's like, is he okay? Is Big for life with people?
I think I understand P3, but I don't really understand the TLB version.
The time limit version?
Because the rate plan looks like the question I asked on the channel. Maybe it's just the way the rate plan is like shown, but...
Forget me see. If the first AoE is from the water donut and then gets reversed, how does it work guys 2 circle? Oh, this one is fire. This one is fire, I think.
Because the D4 has a water debuff.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
you also get a circle.
No, it's the... It targets the... No, this one is the fire person's getting debuff or something, right?
No, for this one, it's the first image. So, like, the fire... Because, like, the first debuff is the one that goes off from your thing taking down, and the tower reflects, or, like, the tower repeats, right?
I think it's just reflecting in the case of you got fire first or water first. Like, it's just showing in case of, like, let's say it's a fire first or water first debuff, like, just a showing the...
I have a dick!
Okay. So that would be the short debuff
Short fire,
people
yeah.
in both spaces there. Okay.
Yeah. It's just showing off how you resolve if fire goes off first.
Look at that, after everything we are running tonight.
But at what cost?
There's a high cost, let me tell you.
Mentally, I am not here. Well, I kinda am here. Temporarily. If anything, I'm just worried about, like, my future prospects.
Then, you know what, that's very fair.
Chris and someone else, I think.
Oh, my name's all timed.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're in. We made it.
I haven't been in for 5 million years.
Okay, we're in tomorrow too, right, guys?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I would just like to say...
It's tomorrow.
That's good, I think. Yeah. I would just like to give a preface and say, if it's not me, it's probably my family.
You know what, that's like a valid reason, so we can forgive. That's like a good reason, I can't like think.
I want to raid, man!
Dude, my shit's not loading, man.
Oh, maybe we're not in tonight.
I mean, tank is uncodiable.
Maybe we're not in
It's just a black screen, dude.
Maybe tonight would be a never-ending cess full of problems, actually.
It's because Captain knows we're in the class with P4.
yeah, he knows we're about to clear, actually. If we had the 2 lockouts today and yesterday, we would have cleared for sure.
Okay, it's connected me. Alright, I'm gonna switch to my other internet.
USD.
There's pricing for GTA 6?
Yeah, they released it today.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That is the first time I've seen that character portrait like that. Yeah. Oh wait, shit, wrong.
Hey, what's going on?
Your character portrait.
Dude, weird things are happening, okay?
Wait, there's a subscription. GTA Plus.
Yeah, you need to subscribe to access like some stores in GTA.
So
So
You get a monthly $500,000 deposited into your bank account.
deposited. But can I get the IRL?
I was in the prices, but apparently
Alright,
this title is
I'm
unavailable.
testing something. I'm testing something, okay? Oh, okay, holy shit, this is fucking terrible.
Is it playable?
Oh yeah, no, this is... Yeah. Okay, this is unplayable. I'm gonna restart my PC.
Okay. Time is it in 9 hours? 9 AM. Okay.
Yeah, shit is happening like fucking 5 seconds late. Alright, I'll BRB.
Okay. We need the ice bar. We sound so quickly. Look.
Was it Haru who was saying he wants to find a girl who's also into FF, or was it Phil? Okay.
What the hell was the slander on my name?
Are you not interested? Are you not interested in girls who play FF too?
I mean, it'd be nice, but like, it's not necessary.
Alright, okay, got it gay.
Dude, my last one was into FF, bro.
The what?
My ex was into FF.
Oh no. What happened? Did you not 100% enough for her?
Yeah, I was too busy playing tank and not the 100 passing. It was my bad, really. It was my fault.
What, did she not answer for you? Is that why you have like a hatred?
Yeah, that's why we broke out. I couldn't stand the living conditions of not having dash spawner on tank, dude. It was unbearable.
Alright, I don't know. I'll take note. Watch out, better watch out.
There's tactician cup chair.
Gee, you should play bot mage anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't think I've played with AST like for a raid tier ever. Oh, sorry, I played with AST Shadow Breeze, never mind. But it was different AST back then.
My triple sleep ING was bad. Reset the pool.
Triple sleep. You're not triple sleep though.
Okay, my game took like a minute longer than it usually does to boot up.
That is not good.
It usually takes 5 seconds, this time it took more than a minute.
Consider the, what, optic fiber.
I am using optical fiber. Well, that's what my home internet is. Oh.
Yeah, this is one of the most... This is the least amount of skin I've seen from Horror's Lives.
What do you mean the least amount? Oh, yeah, the least amount of that's right, yeah. I was like, I'm close today.
Wait till you see his monitor.
Dude, I'm close to my monitor as well. You can't hate me.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I do. Oh, you can't does it.
Maybe that's the whole point.
I like aiming more. Maybe I'll make an aim.
A bow mid combo.
Huh?
You want a bow mid combo?
I mean, I wish I had that.
Well, I'm just testing again, 1 sec.
Okay, really. Not really.
Okay, no, this is unplayable, nothing's happening.
Still not playing today.
The boss isn't aggroing.
Okay, she's moving, what then?
Now he's moving on 4.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's still moving, let him go.
Okay, now if I started for me, okay, now I'm dead.
Yo, but you got S6 by the way.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Like naturally?
No, not naturally. yeah. I just want every 50-50 within 9 pools, that would be crazy.
Is this fixable or?
Yeah, this is. Oh, what do you feel? Are we ready today?
I'm really not sure what to do.
Like, can you leave anything?
I don't think he can, his corpse is still gonna fall.
Oh. Okay, I don't 6 ring
He can't even start the fight, so I think we've out of the question.
Are you looking at this?
Let me tell you, I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing 1 frame.
Yeah, I'm playing now.
It's not loading for me.
The Discord screen looks okay though.
Oh no, there it goes.
Oh, there it goes. Are you trying to do VPN?
Wait, is that even moving on my screen?
Is it time for an exit subscription?
Oh, now he's leaving.
Okay,
wait, where did those tomahawks go? What the fuck?
Yeah! Eat them by the way. So we're not ready to
I'm gonna try.
No.
What are you suggesting?
I mean,
I don't think
that
that's
fix anything.
Yeah.
I was gonna be trying my other internet again. How's internet?
Whatever. Whatever runs
guess
again. We can.
Okay. Oh yeah, congrats on finishing your exam, Haru.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I'll see you're gonna pass, like.
But I know I'm passing, but... but I got a good mark, you know, that's what I really need to know. I think I should have a good mark for at least 2 of them.
I believe you.
Damn.
I was fine like a couple hours ago. This is
the
silly.
you that was like close to home and it was like, no, we can't have this.
I've been playing all fucking day and it's been perfect.
Maybe there's like a net cafe downstairs that's siphoning all your internet.
There's a massive Bitcoin operation.
Yeah, there's a black market tech industry downstairs that they just don't know about.
Can you guys jump, please? Seems fine, no?
Okay, we're about to go boss and see when we die.
I mean, like, I can do a countdown. You can waste pots and shit, or I can just like try.
Yeah, what can I get?
Okay, no, good. It's good.
Okay. Can you hit this master that's about to hit you?
Yeah.
Will it in? Is it good?
Yeah, should be okay now.
Okay, maybe we can play today.
Yeah, it's fine. No, that's fine. Okay.
Alright, we get to play the game. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Alright, crew check, strategy board check. No, come back. Taking a die, dude.
Okay, I'm a hero.
Okay, there's still a slight delay, but it's at least playable.
Okay. I can't be completely the first weekend.
I won't. Trust.
Okay. I trust. Oh, wait, I'm lagging? Wait, I took my video off. Wait, I've got this, fine. It's okay for now.
Stack out. Fel and Haru. Lightning. What's wait? Right. Supports. Me and Kaiser.
Oh, we get to see the new arrows.
Woo!
There's new arrows?
Yeah, like the non-buggy arrows, yeah.
Okay, maybe we have a little bit of a problem. My combos are breaking.
Bix and Haru.
Oh. Let's get moving. I think you just took out your stuff.
Left, right, inside, north, south. Look
Wow,
towards.
nice.
Stack in, look towards.
I should hit the boss. No.
By what cost? Aaron's dead.
Commander a little too used to PF.
One. Two. Pass. Pass. 3. 4. Swap. Future. Future. 5. 6. Future. 7.
Oh! Honestly, not terrible for a first attempt.
I mean, we had a lot of deaths.
Yeah, overall we'll make the DPS, but like, honestly, not bad. I've seen worse attempts for us. Alright, let's...
Dude, I am struggling.
Okay, you've only got 100 more minutes struggling.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. But yeah.
And you are.
It's just very painful.
Stack in. Mix and Q. Ice. You guess. Right. Supports. Left. Me and Kaiser.
After hitting IR, man.
Well,
so bad.
Chris and Q.
3 might be a little sus.
You'll be fine. Those arrows are fixed, right?
Look
wow,
towards.
look at that.
Look towards. Stack in, look towards.
Those arrows are much better.
Damn it, I used my burst accidentally. No.
Kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss.
I'm killing him.
Damn.
He didn't die?
Almost.
Almost.
We need to do the evolved rotation then.
True.
One. 2. Future. Future. 3. 4. Swap. Pass. Pass. 5. Oh, Asunia.
Oh, sorry. Actually, whoopsies, my bad.
I think, what, were you standing right by the marker, I think, in the middle of the
Yeah,
screen?
I'm down. I forgot. I haven't done it before, so I forgot. I need to be. I was like in the dead center, not north of it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Even the countdown starts like a second and a half late. This is weird. As long as Caspars don't fuck me, you should be okay.
You can fight well.
Spread out. Vix and Kaiser. Ice.
Wait, you made that?
What? Huh?
Nothing.
Did something happen?
No, just my client being very, very weird.
What? Fick. Right. DPS. Right. Me and Haru. L and Kaiser.
They're working like they're intended.
Look away. Spread in, look away.
Sorry.
Oh, oh my god. I didn't see you, Chris, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were that close.
I'm raising.
Hey, ignite your...
Wait, I'm gonna die! No!
Alright, bye Haru. It's for the greater good. Help! Oh my god. Like, we almost not.
You can reasonable.
Probably. Chris doesn't have any mana.
We just, oh yeah, guys just...
In that case, Vix is probably better to get me up first.
Yeah, I realized after I focused the.
Sorry about that.
I was gonna say, I did not plan for that to happen, but it worked out in the end. I off my stance there so that Fel gets the guaranteed boss everything because my boss system is my boss there.
My life. Hours definitely feel better. Like the way Yoshi P intended.
Back in. Me and Kaiser.
I think we see a lot of that.
DPS. Left. Right. Vix and Haru. Me and Q. Spread out, look towards.
What? Why did I do that? Oh, shit.
Nice friend.
I'm sorry. Well, FFXIV by 0.1% is my fault.
Future 2. Future 3. 4, swap. Future. Future. 5. 6. Pass. Pass. 7. Swap 8. Future.
C.
C. Everyone to C.
C.
Crossover. Your reprisal, I feel.
My rep might not be on time. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have anything.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Everyone good? Okay. Fel, careful. It was in the ledge. Yeah, they're sitting close, right, Fel?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm close.
Right side. Party go A2. You go D. Party go A2.
Dude, okay, I got the hang of it, man.
We dead, but you know.
Well, we need a rep and thing there.
Yeah, that was my rep gun.
Oh, yeah, we need rep and feint there. There was none.
That was my rep. That was my rep. Yeah, I forgot about it. I was too stunned seeing Chris and out and he just exploded.
Yeah, I figured it out. I worked it out there.
Nice. Not bad. Okay.
Wait, what was the percent there?
4 point some. I don't think that'll be what's I think that'll be biggest and yeah, 4%. But like obviously like Kaza died and then you got legend, but you know. Yeah.
It wasn't that one random missed, so we're good.
Yeah, party always goes off these, I think. But I thought that one was A2, I think it was okay. I don't know, that was a bit new. That's not so.
Oh, did Chris die with you for the tank buster?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, that one was like nothing west, so I don't know what to call for that one. I just think party A2 because it was bigger for him.
Should you be giving me the bigger space?
That's what I thought too, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I don't know what's the priority for that. Like,
priority is me, I need the most space, I'm closest.
Alright. I'll give the bigger space than I'm sorry.
I don't feel strongly about this.
Sack in. Chris and Elora. Chris Crystal, we double.
Run, Vix, run! Dude, I'm gonna show you my arrows later, man. For like pull.
Yes. Left. Support. Left. Big and Kaizo. Me and Elora.
I'm a bit sus, but I think we'll be fine.
Look away. Look away. Spread out, look away.
Guess I'll have to spice things up. Intriguing. This clearly isn't your first time.
Phoenix.
This is meant to be our ultimate encounter. Crafty little bastards, aren't you?
Oh.
Well, side. Take. Okay. Calibrate.
English, you fat finger the LB.
Yeah, I press that finger out.
He's too eager. We're already in P3. He wants to LB.
It is hard.
Wait, what?
Wait, so it's Nell's fault? Okay, yeah, I believe, I believe.
Why you still have that macro? Just for reasons.
Just for reasons?
I went for Haru as well.
Wait!
Nice.
Wait, come on. You don't need to take unnecessary macro space.
Back out.
Goodbye, sir.
L and LOL. Right. Left. Bix and Naru. Chris and Q. Look away, look away. Stack out, look away. Yeah, arrows are like almost impossible to fuck up though.
God bless. Yeah, actually so good.
Like yeah, if it doesn't work, like you really fucked up. One. Two. Pass. Pass. Three.
Nah, that's better.
Do a little bit, boy. Stack out. Me and Haru. Double.
He's up here, bitch.
What's
Oh, no. Get away from me, get away from me. Oh, I did. That's what me. Oh, because Fel died and came first necro.
Oh, by the way, Eliora, is the PF standard also 0-second burst?
I don't know.
Sack out, sack out.
So PSIC has 0-second boost.
Me and Q.
You have been PFing?
Double.
I have not, but I've been checking PF, but I'm trying to get Necron parties.
Dude, invite me.
Like 5 in the morning. Anyway.
Yep.
I mean, I'm down.
I mean, it's only one for me, right?
Yeah.
What's... Right. Left. Bell and Haru. Nick and Elora. Back out, look towards.
Yeah, how boring. Guess I'll have to spice things up. Intriguing. This clearly isn't your.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I'm muted.
The time.
No wonder, I was like talking there.
You're just giving the cricket treatment to her. One. 2. Future. Future. 3. 4 swap. Pass. Pass. 5. Oh, I adjusted, that was me. That was me, I adjusted, fuck you.
Yes,
I was trying to see if that was Biggs or not because I was staring really hard at the name. And then by the time I saw it was Q, he started moving to the left. I was like, oh, okay, I'm moving to the right then.
I did the cricket kick with it now.
No, I'm here, what's up?
EPA will hate me.
Wait, what?
It's okay, it's fine. I don't know.
Stack it out. Chris and Q.
I'm crazy focused right now.
All you.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Because of the lag, I have to like think so much in advance.
It's fine. I don't do anything, so I'm just gonna say whatever I want.
Right. DPS. Hang on. Bix and Ilora. I will need to meet myself on the phone call once again.
Kaiser, all of you, we trust you. This Kefka 101, I'm really lonely right now.
Wait, I'm...
Take Matthew. Oh, I'm not right.
Me and Chris are dead, how?
Yeah.
I mean, technically you could.
You fucker.
Necron is, which expansion?
Expansion. It's on what, 7.3?
I figured out, dude.
I was pretty easy then.
I have it cleared, so I obviously did it.
You have it cleared!
I had it cleared and I have like 3 or 4 totems, so I've obviously done it before.
Oh, Necron?
Yeah.
You don't know what it is.
No, I don't know what I forgot, dude.
What the fuck?
Was it even like, which patch did it come? Was it which expansion?
Yeah, actually, I would imagine. I mean,
Look, there's like a Necron and Endwalker as well, right?
Zodiac or something?
Zodiac, Zeromus, fucking Necron, fucking Hades, I don't fucking know, dude. They're all the same.
Necron, Reshiram.
Necron, Reshiram, they're all the fucking same, dude.
Yeah, one Rainbow, like, I did one, oh fuck. What's the name? Well, if you talk about like, you're just talking about us. I can just message you back one.
Yeah, I'll see if I'm available. Is it D?
Yeah,
well, that was...
That's how you are,
I'm lagging IRL too, dude. I'm having so much... I'm so fucking stressed out, dude. Alright, I'm rating, I may as well show you what my gameplay is like, dude.
Why you got?
Alright, look at these arrows, dude. what is going on, dude?
Maybe you're still playing the maintenance match.
Like, I'm getting teleported diagonally and I'm skipping arrows, like...
I wonder if you would have broken it more if you were if you're lacking this hard on the bugged arrows.
I have no idea, dude. That's my gameplay tonight, dude.
Yeah, at least there's gameplay happening.
True. Did you see that, Harp?
I don't know, I was in front of it.
Yeah, I can show you, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. That was really good. Okay.
It's the... It's so silly, dude.
That's nice. That's like. Yeah, this one I'm missing out on.
Warrior diagonal box arrows, you strat.
You don't want to be playing with my lag, dude.
I do not.
I don't think that would work with pre-maintenance arrows.
Who knows, but I'm glad you're upside down.
Just gets teleported into 08 arrows.
Guys, we're never going to see a fake clear anymore now, though.
I was hoping they did a fake clear screenshot for the scrapbook.
We probably will at some point.
I think we will.
What we should do on purpose then? Maybe waste the people.
No. I don't really waste what it's about. It's like a good short period, but we're transitioning to P3 when we get it. But after we get to P3 fully, there's no point in it.
But it's like less than 10 minutes on lockout, go for duty complete.
I mean, true.
I wish the arrows were distributed more consistently. Because I've got like 4 or 5 of like the same ones. Like, and then I'll get one that I haven't seen in a while, like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got one double arrow today. They've all been...
Yeah, I've only got 2 double arrows. I've got all double arrows except for one, and it's all been a 4 or 3. I haven't been anywhere else. I haven't touched 2 today.
Dude, I haven't seen the 2 double arrows in so long. Like, I was like, what the fuck are these circles? What the fuck?
Circles. Man, people have cleared before the arrow can't fucking boast about it. Hey, when I cleared it, it was tougher.
Yeah, shoot the head. It was so good. It was a good mechanic.